Well, welcome along to another Pixiecast, and you will see, smiling and waving her jazz hands at me, is the lovely Adele Newberry, who is on the other side of the UK, over in sunny Suffolk. Hi, Adele. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. You know, it still seems weird people calling me Adele Newberry.
Okay.
There we go. One of those things.
You're happy with that, or would you like me to call you something else?
No. Queen.
Queen Adele.
No, just Adele. You don't have to be so formal as to call me Adele Newberry.
Well, I just said that because that's what it says in the corner in front of you,
right?
in front of your face.
Barge.
It does. Yes, thank you. Well, now that we've got formalities out of the way, blimey, this has been a good start, hasn't it? You're going to be hard work, you are.
Sorry.
How are you anyway? How's lockdown suiting you?
Lockdown suited me really well, actually. Been super busy. I've managed to have a nice extended break in the middle. And I work from home anyway, so it's fine. Simon, my husband, and I have actually quite enjoyed it. Been on some nice long walks. So yeah, it's been awful not going to concerts, not going to lie. I'm having serious withdrawals, not going to festivals, not going to concerts, not seeing friends. Mm-hmm. But other than that, you know, just kind of getting on with it.
And Ted the dog's enjoying having you both at home all the time?
Oh, he loves it. Yeah.
Sure
he's going on more walks, I'm pretty sure. It's getting a bit more demanding.
So you said that you normally work at home anyway. How long have you been sort of working from home?
Probably about 4 or 5 years now.
Oh, okay. So really sort of COVID hasn't really changed that much for you, other than, like you say, not going to gigs and seeing friends and family as much.
Yeah, I do some work where I have to go out to see clients, but in the main, I'm in my office and kind of just.
And you're an IT trainer, is that the right sort of description for you?
I'm a trainer. I mainly work for pharmaceutical companies.
Okay.
But I specialise in remote learning, so remote workshops.
COVID's been great for you then.
Well, in that
professionally.
Professionally, it's been not been bad. Everyone wants to train their staff remotely, so yes, it's been very, very busy. Very busy, which is why I have been absent. So apologies to everyone for my absent.
That's quite all right. We forgive you. We forgive you. We're all finding our way at the moment.
You'll be like, oh, she's back.
Here she is.
Here she again. Oh, God, it's her again.
So, born and bred in Suffolk, were you?
No, I'm actually a Lancashire lass.
Oh, are you?
I'm a northern bird.
You're a northerner.
Northerner. So I was born in Lancaster, and then we moved when I was about what age? 6.5.
Okay.
I think earlier than that. I lived in Nigeria for a while.
Okay.
And then when I was about 6.5, we then moved to Felixstowe.
Right. Okay.
So I grew up in Felixstowe, went away to university, kind of stayed in East Anglia. Mm-hmm. And now I am back. I live just outside a little town called Bury St Edmunds.
Which is quite posh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Posh place, Bury St Edmunds.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's Suffolk's beautiful.
Yeah.
So for those of you that aren't in the UK, it's kind of what you would picture the countryside in the UK to be. And it's very flat, so good for cycling.
Near where John Peel used to live as well. He lived in Suffolk.
It is. It's very near. And there is actually in Stowmarket, there's the John Peel Centre.
That's right. Yeah, of course. John Peel was a big fan of Pixies. Yeah.
Yes.
Massive fan of Pixies, actually, and helped to sort of break them in this country. So.
Yeah. And that's how I came about said Pixies.
Okay. What, listening to John Peel?
Yeah.
Okay. Same as me.
There you go.
Yeah. I think I was probably
sitting there doing your homework and stuff.
Yeah, it's sort of, I remember, I mean, I first heard them about 88, 89, something like that. And that was in our old house in the centre of Exeter. And I used to just sort of either sort of bury my head under the covers sort of thing, in the darkness like you used to in your little transistor radio, listening to it, or just sitting downstairs after my mum and dad had gone to bed. I was a grumpy teenage student at that point, sort of, I'll go to bed sometime sort of thing, whilst I'm there with my headphones on, massive headphones like they used to be in the day, listening to the John Peel show. Yeah, so a lot of my musical tastes come from listening to him. So yeah, had a massive influence on bands like Pixies, certainly, over the years, bless him.
Yeah, that's certainly how I got into them.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Excellent. So so that's where it all began. So probably, so what year would that have been then? Because you're far younger than I am. So I
don't think I am.
I think you probably are.
No, it must have been about 88 or 89.
Okay.
And I can remember I used to have a desk in my office.
Yeah.
And a radio, and when I was working away, because I was quite studious, so I'd be up late doing homework and stuff, and I can remember, listening to John Peel, and then some of the stuff that he used to play, it'd be like, oh my god, what that? But I don't know, there was something about Pixies that just grabbed me, and it's really interesting that one of my friends came over for the wedding. She lives in the States now. Yep. And she was like, yeah, I can remember vividly how much you just adored them even then, because obviously she got to meet a whole load of you guys at the wedding.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And you kind of, that you like something, but you forget, because it was a long time ago now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh yeah, you really, really like Pixies. I was passionate about Prince, so I've got quite a diverse taste in music. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she remembered. She was like, "Oh yeah, you're really into them." Yeah, I still am.
Did you ever get to see Prince play?
No, I didn't, and I was gutted because just before he passed away, we were going to go and see him. He was doing Prince and the Piano tour, which actually Danielle over in Oz saw that tour.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not jealous of that at all. And we were going to go and see him.
Yeah.
So one of my regrets, if I could go back, I'd definitely see him live.
Yeah, I'm sure. I feel like that about David Bowie as well. I never got to see him, and he played in Exeter as well. He played a concert in Exeter, and for whatever reason, I don't know if I was away at university, I forget now, but I didn't get to go, so I was like completely gutted about that. So
I know. Now we can do now, though, is there?
Got to take these chances where they arise, so haven't you? So, but
this is why you go to as many concerts as possible whilst you can. Hence why I've got withdrawals at the minute.
So do you know how many exactly times you have seen Pixies live?
God, do you know what? I've lost count. I will, at some point, I'll add it up.
Yeah.
Because up until... So I hadn't seen them until they played Castlefield Bowl. And I know a few of the people in the group were at that gig. So I think Joe might have been at the gig. And a few other people were at... Yeah, a few other people were at that gig.
Right.
It's like, oh, if only I'd known you then. So that was the first time that I saw them.
Yeah.
And then I think it wasn't until I went a little bit crazy with the Roundhouse gigs.
Which is where I first met you.
Yeah. And then obviously the last tour, when I went to all but, I think, 2.
Okay.
So that in itself is like 15
right,
there,
okay. Yeah.
Without all the ones before that from the Castlefield Bowl up to that point. So I don't know, 25 maybe times.
Plus trip over to America as well.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, and the American. So I saw
I forgot that.
3 times there, I think.
Right.
3 times? Yeah. 3,
okay.
4, I don't know.
So it's 20 plus times, probably closer to 30 times, you reckon? Then?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Never get bored of it either.
No, you don't. And
even with those roundhouse gigs, they
Yeah.
were playing, because we know that none of their gigs are ever the same.
Okay.
And with the roundhouse gigs, they were. Still
Yeah.
didn't get bored.
Yeah.
Even that 20-minute spiel at the start.
Mm-hmm.
No, I could just watch that and be happy as.
There's a
especially with that album, because that's my favourite album.
Okay. So I'm putting these videos up on a YouTube channel that I've got as well. So you have to look that up. Pixiecast, it's called. And on the interview that I did with Kate Hester, she kindly put a video of all that bit beforehand on there as well, so you can watch it back as well. So
oh my gosh, honestly, that just seeing Kate's work on there,
I know,
it just, the goosebumps every single time.
Yeah.
It's so magnificent. She's so talented.
She is.
And you know, having had the privilege of being able to go around and meet people, you know, to meet Sean and Kate and you know, so many people from the group that are just so lovely and so talented, and we've got just so many talented people that I now know because of this wonderful Facebook group that we're on. It's amazing. I can't put it into words.
So so have a look at that. Not that I'm trying to plug my YouTube channel or anything, but you know, on the interview that I do with Kate Hester, there's a link to it underneath. So yeah, it's well worth watching. So
yeah, and what was great about the that whole experience is just it was I mean, it was obviously a dream come true for her. Just amazing.
Yeah, she talks about it really nicely actually when I speak to her. So definitely worth watching.
Far more eloquently than I do.
Well, you haven't sworn as much as she has. In fact, you haven't sworn at all yet. So
well,
you're a lady. So
well,
you're doing well.
Yes,
I mean, Kate,
I am.
To be fair, Kate got her sort of her warning in beforehand before she started swearing. So
we all know Kate. We all know.
I know, no, absolutely. As I said to her at the time, I said we'd have been disappointed if she'd tried to hold it in.
Exactly, it's not really her, is it?
So when you're at the gigs, I know, having been to a few gigs with you now, you like to alternate. You're always down the front, if at all possible. And I know you like to alternate either in front of Joey, in front of Charles, in front of Paz. Is there a particular reason why you do that? You just like to get a different perspective?
Yeah, I think so, because I work for myself and I can go to lots of different gigs and kind of work around that.
Yeah.
I think it's nice to get a different perspective. Normally at a gig, I kind of would be Paz side for any other gig. So don't ask me why. That's just how my brain works, and that's kind of where I end up.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love Paz, and I love watching her.
Yeah.
So if I had to choose, I probably would choose Paz side, actually, because in the middle, although you can see Charles in all of his glory, you sometimes get, and I'm going to try not to sweat like idiots. That's not what I was thinking in my head. But you sometimes get idiots in the middle that are just there, not because they're true fans, just because they want to, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with jumping around and moshing
around,
which is fine, and I do that myself. But you sometimes get idiots in the middle. So if you're just a little bit aside of that, then you can still see everything and just be up close and personal, but you don't tend to get so many of the idiots.
No. Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
And occasionally you go over to the other side to see Joey, just to keep him company.
It's only fair.
Got to spread the love around, haven't you? Sorry?
He's magnificent.
He is magnificent.
So I do love. Well, I love to watch them all. And then, of course, if you're Paz side, you normally get Dave as well.
You do, yeah.
Because he's normally a bit more over that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like 2 for 1.
So it's value for money as well then. It's important.
I think so. It's always value. Their gigs are always value for money. Gee,
absolutely. Yeah.
Gosh, they cram them in.
They certainly do.
The most was about 33. Because I am the sad person that writes them all down, aren't I?
I know you do like a spreadsheet.
I love a spreadsheet.
Actually, I'm keeping a spreadsheet for all these chats I'm doing. So.
Love a spreadsheet. I love to be organised, and I do like to know how one night, especially if I'm going to a number of gigs, compares to another.
Oh, right. Okay. So do you like give them ratings at the end then? Do you?
No, because they're all bloody brilliant.
They're all 10 out of 10.
They're all, yeah. I don't think I've ever been, oh, no, that's a lie. I went to one that was slightly disappointing.
Right, okay.
But that wasn't their fault.
Okay, all right. Well, I won't push you on that then. So.
No, you can if you want.
Oh, okay, go on then. Tell us.
No, it was because obviously here in the UK, we are very lucky that we've not had to have any of the collaborations, the Weezer collaboration.
Ooh, controversial.
Well, no, because it's a shorter.
Yeah, no, yeah, you only get about
right?
40
so it's
minutes
a short
or so.
set.
Yeah.
And when we went to see them in Madison Square Gardens, for some reason they had about like 2 bands on before Pixies, then Pixies, and then Weezer. So they'd had an already short set shortened even more.
Yeah.
And he was seated, and I'm not used to that. The company, I must admit, was amazing, and that made it for me.
Was Kristin Whitaker there? Because I spoke to Kristin recently, and she said she'd seen them at Madison Square Gardens as well. Yeah.
So there was CF was there, Kristin was there, Sean was there, Kate was there. I probably missed. Steve was there. I probably missed. Oh, Bob. Sorry, Bob.
That's right. It's not the Oscars, don't worry.
There was a lot of people there, and it was great because we all met up beforehand, and that was, for me, made it. But it was really short, and you could tell that they weren't happy that their set had been shortened even more. They were still brilliant. It was just way too short. Sure. So we watched them when we went to the pub.
So, I mean, we're used to seeing 2 hours of them, aren't we? So.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. So to only get 30, 40 minutes or so is disappointing, I guess, definitely. Yeah. So I'm going to ask you that question, because I know you've been watching all of these. What's your favourite Pixies track, Adele?
What's everyone else said to this? Like, this is an impossible question.
Yeah, they've all said that.
Impossible question.
Some people know exactly. They just come straight out. I ask them and it's like bang.
So normally I would say Gigantic. I love Gigantic. I think
that's got 2 votes so far.
Really? I think it's a beautiful song. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's one of the first songs that I was like, oh my God, these are absolutely amazing. Yep. But then
Gouge Away is the other one. Gouge Away is the other one that's got 2 votes so far as well.
Yeah, Gouge Away is great. It's just so difficult. It depends on my mood.
Everyone says that as well. It depends what day of the week
it
it is.
It really does, whether I like the kind of the softer, more melodic ones or the shouty ones. It's so difficult to say. Hey has got a very special place in my heart, but that's because of what it means to the group. And that's kind of like a little anthem for us all when we're together, and we are chained. So it's impossible to say.
Sorry, but you're gonna have to say one.
Well, it'll have to be Gigantic then.
Okay, that's fine. I shall write it down, and once it's committed to paper, that's it. That is your favourite Pixies track, Gigantic.
Never allowed to listen to anything else ever again.
Thank you. So, okay, so you mentioned that you like to be in control, or know what's happening and what have you, and be everywhere at the right time and right place and all the rest of it. So, on your travels around the UK last year and that in your van, did anything ever go wrong with any of your plans and timings and things like that? I mean, I don't know the answer genuinely. I'm just interested.
Just trying to think.
You always had places to pitch the van and.
Oh yeah, no, I had the best spreadsheet for that.
I did see your spreadsheet. It was an impressive spreadsheet.
Yeah. So as soon as I knew what we were doing,
yeah,
I had organised a campsite.
Yeah.
I'd worked out how long it was going to take to get from A to B. I'd worked out how we were going to get to the gig. Mm-hmm. So whether we were going to have to get a taxi or whether it was public transport. Yeah, it was all worked out, I think.
Okay.
So I don't think there was any. We did get stuck, and you'll be able to tell me what road it's on. Is it the M5 coming
down to Devon, or going away from Devon?
Going away.
Yeah, well, it's the same.
We were going back up past Bristol and all that way.
Because you came down to Plymouth.
We did.
Yeah, so you would have gone back up the M5 towards Bristol.
Yeah, it's M5. Yeah, mm-hmm. So we got stuck on there for a while.
Okay. But that's not your fault, though, is it? I mean, you.
That's no. Don't think we got lost. I think it was all good.
And does Simon have any input into all these plans, or it's just like he does what he's told?
Well, he has a choice. He didn't have to come with.
So the answer's no. Then he just does what he's told.
It's not what he's told. I don't say you're coming with me.
Okay.
I say I'm going on an amazing adventure.
And I'm taking the van for 3 weeks or whatever it was.
It would be great if you could come with.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll come with.
Okay.
Join. Come along. And actually, he didn't go to every gig.
No, I know he didn't. No.
He has grown to love Pixies,
mm-hmm.
And he does genuinely love them now.
Yeah.
But I don't mind if I can't hear for 4 weeks after going to numerous gigs. He does. So I think that he went to every other.
Okay. Yeah.
But of course, I bought tickets for all. So I think I gave away tickets, and I mean that's great. He met us all afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got to hang out with my mates a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good all round.
Be a bit wilder than you would be if your husband wasn't there looking after you.
I know. I'm so well behaved when I'm with him.
So going back to Pixies then, do you remember when they split up, and how did you feel about it?
You know what? I was at university and I wasn't very happy.
No.
And then...
Oh, what, you weren't very happy at university or happy at them?
Oh, no, I loved university. I was very happy that they split up.
No, nor was I. I was at university at the same time as well.
Yeah, so there we go. We are a similar age. So I wasn't very happy.
Did you read it in the NME or the Melody Maker or something like that? Because that's where I found out about it.
I can't remember, you know.
Yeah.
I think maybe one of my friends told me.
Okay.
And I'm going to put a caveat on this, because I know that I might get hate mail because there's so many people that love Bossa Nova.
Right. Okay.
And Trump, but yeah. For me, I was always Come On Pilgrim and Surfer Rosa. I was obsessed with those.
Uh-huh.
And as I'm older, I'm more obsessed with everything.
Okay.
But I was like, so for me, those albums that were, that came, didn't hit my soul as much as Come On Pilgrim and Surfer Rosa.
So do you think that was just sort of time and place, really? I
think I was very much engrossed in my studies at that point when they broke up.
Right. Okay.
And I was so I I was gutted, but if it was now, it'd be a different thing. I'd be a broken woman. Yeah, and that said, when they got back together, obviously, I was rather pleased.
And do you remember the first gig that you saw after they got back together?
It would have been that Castlefield one. So I never saw them.
So you didn't see them prior to the split? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Did not. I mean, I've made up for it since, and I've seen the Breeders a few times.
Okay.
Since.
Yeah.
Who are also blooming good live.
Flipping good. Did you see? I don't know if you might not have heard it, but it's worth it. I shared a post about it the other day on Facebook. A podcast with Kelly on the BBC. It's called the Leisure Society. So Google it. Have you heard it about her knitting?
Yeah, she's talking about knitting.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
Therapeutic.
I know, but she's like, this sort of ultimate rock chick, former heroin addict and things like that, and all the problems that she's had, and now she's just taken up knitting in her 50s.
Yeah, it's very therapeutic because you have to really focus on it. Mm. So whilst you're focusing on your knitting, you're not focusing on getting a hit of heroin, I would imagine.
Yeah, I can see the benefits of that.
What, not taking heroin?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And at the end of it, at the end of it, you get a nice pair of socks or a pair of gloves or a scarf or something like that. So,
Scarf's easy to do.
Is that right? Okay. I'll mention that to Jordan. She's got some knitting needles and wool and that under the stairs somewhere. So she never does anything with them. But
maybe there is a weapon just in case, one day.
Oh, don't. No, she'll watch us back and get some ideas now.
Don't.
Okay.
Attack your husband with knitting needles.
Yeah, don't.
Anyone.
Thank you. Thank you, my love. Do not attack me with knitting needles, okay?
Don't. Please. It's not worth it.
No, it's not. Okay, so Charles' solo career.
Yeah.
Tell me about that and the part it played in your life.
And again, this is something that may or may not surprise people. So after Pixies split, because I was kind of avid Pixies, I was like, I think I listened to a bit of his stuff. And I was like, nah.
Can't be bothered.
I don't think that now. So I've just recently started listening to his solo stuff. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
But what a treasure is that? Like, it's
Absolutely.
a whole new, I've got something to do now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that and the Catholics.
Cool.
I've not in the past listened to them an awful lot.
No, me neither.
But it is something that I have been doing recently. And of course, if he ever did any solo stuff and toured, I definitely would be there.
So, can you choose a favourite Frank Black solo career track?
God, probably not.
Yeah. But you have to. That's the deal when you come on my show.
I would have to get back to you. Literally, okay. We'd have to stop this.
Okay.
I would have to have a look on Spotify or another site of choice.
Okay. Well, as we're not going out live, I'll message you afterwards.
It would go on for ages.
Okay.
People would be bored. They'd see me doing this as I was typing.
I'll get back to you after this, and I'll put it on the link when I post it up on the group.
You can, if you just cut this bit out.
Yeah, I'll cut this bit out. Yeah, this didn't happen. This bit.
And then we can just put that back in.
Yeah.
And all will be good in the world.
I will be asking you the same about Catholics as well. So do you want to make the same declaration now?
Yeah.
Get back to me.
I admit, I am not perfect. Okay.
What?
I know.
I wasn't expecting this revelation this morning, Adele.
I know, right?
This is hitting me hard.
This is, well, it might make people feel better about themselves.
But you are... you're misorganised, and I don't mean misorganised, but Mrs. Organised.
Yeah, but I'm not perfect.
All under control. Just you're like the elegant swan.
Yeah, probably. It's probably about right. You can't see my feet, right now.
Are you paddling furiously?
You'd seen me moving around. She's all right. Yeah, I'm fine.
So, tell me about the happenings that you've been to then.
How long is this?
Well, I've got my next interview in a couple of hours, so yeah.
Okay, we'll be all right then.
Yeah, we'll be fine. I'm fine if you are.
Oh gosh, so where did it all start? It started in Manchester, right?
Yeah.
So I think it started in Manchester, which was amazing.
Yeah.
It's still one of my favourite.
Was that Hey Pixies or was that Pixies?
That was Hey Pixies.
And we'll come on to them a little bit later as well, because obviously they've played a big part in a very special day in your life, but we'll talk about that in a moment.
Yeah, well,
yeah, so,
that was a very special day, weekend in my life. Yeah, I think was that the first time that we all met up? I think it was.
Okay.
There's been so many of them. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, so Manchester was great.
I wasn't there, which is probably why you can't really remember it that well, because there wasn't that distinguishing feature.
There was something missing. Yeah, that was great. Obviously, some of the guys came over from the States. I got to meet a lot of people, not obviously some of the most important people.
Well, break yourself in gently.
got to meet loads of people, and everybody was as lovely as I had hoped them to be, because it's a bit, if you explain to people that don't know people in the group, I'm going to go to Manchester by myself, and I'm going to meet a whole load of people that I've never met
off the internet.
And I've met them off the internet.
And some of them are American and coming over specially to meet me.
I know, right? So it sounds a little bit bonkers.
Yeah.
And I suppose if one of my friends said that to me, I would think it was a bit bonkers. But and I was extremely nervous, because although, as I was saying to you before we started, although I'm very sociable, I'm naturally quite introverted. So I don't come across as naturally introverted, but I'm quite an introverted person. So what that means for me is that I find meeting people that I haven't met before incredibly stressful and draining. So I was really, really nervous, and I think that's a normal thing, because you want people to like you and all of that. But everybody was just so lovely, and I can, hand on my heart, I can say that when I've been over to the States, when I've met people over here, everybody has just been amazing. Oh, actually, I think the first happening was Vegas.
Okay.
I think Vegas happened before. I need a little calendar, don't I?
I mean, Adele, of all the people who I expected to have all this information to hand on a handy spreadsheet.
I know. Yeah, I think Vegas was first.
I thought Vegas was first, but I didn't want to, cut across you.
That was amazing. Vegas was amazing.
Had you met Pixie? Because that was Pixie White's first trip abroad. So...
I met her there.
Okay, so you hadn't met her before either?
No. Hadn't met anybody.
Wow.
But everybody.
Did you go with Simon? Sorry, I'm cutting across you now. Did you go with Simon as well?
Yeah, I went with Simon.
Okay.
No, I don't mean he won't watch this. No, I didn't. No, I did go with Simon, and in fact, that's where Simon asked me to marry him.
Oh, what a romantic!
I'm glad he did come. Actually, really glad. That would.
He might not have bothered otherwise.
He probably wouldn't have. Probably felt the pressure of being in Vegas and having to do something. So I would remember the trip for him and not for meeting a whole load of blooming brilliant people
and some random American band
with a bouncy floor.
A sprung floor, yeah.
Slightly suspended floor, and it was bouncy, which obviously when you're bouncing, is great. So yeah, that was amazing. Roundhouse was awesome.
Because you met me for the first time.
Yeah. Didn't meet Tilly then, though, did I?
You didn't meet Tilly then? No. So we'll come on to when you met Tilly in a moment. So
they've all just been amazing, and everybody is as lovely as you would hope them to be.
No, so, they really truly are. Which is one of the reasons why I wanted to do these interviews and that as well. So, at the moment we can't all be together for gigs and things like that. So I just thought it was a nice way for us to sort of spend a little bit of time together, and those who haven't had the pleasure of meeting you can get to know you a little bit more.
I was gutted about obviously this year it was only really going to be Hyde Park and the festival, End of the Road festival. For me, I tried to get to New York earlier on in the year. That didn't happen.
Right.
Or was that last year? End of last year? Again.
I thought that was the end of last year.
It was probably the end of it.
Because they did Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah, that's right.
Start of this year, didn't they?
Yeah. And I did toy with going over to see Danielle because the wonderful thing about this group is I have met some absolutely, truly amazing people that I now, including yourself, class as good friends.
Yeah, which, absolutely. No.
Weird Tinterweb group.
It is very weird. Like you say, people wouldn't understand if you just sort of said, "Oh yeah, I've made all these great friends and I'm going over to Australia or New Zealand or America or whatever to meet them for the first time." You'd be like, "Okay."
But then, like, people that were at the wedding, because some of you could make it to the wedding, they get it now. Because they've met you guys. So then when I'm talking to my other friends, it's like, "Oh, is that a Pixie friend?" And they just, it's just come, "Oh, is that a Pixie friend?" "Yes, that's a Pixie friend." "Oh, okay."
I think even my parents were a bit confused about it when I said, "Oh yeah, Jordan and I and Tilly are going up to a wedding in Norfolk, the other side of the country, and meeting people that we know from the internet." I mean, my mum can't even get her head around the concept of the internet anyway. So, bless her. So.
Yeah. I think my friends know that I'm level-headed enough not to, be involved with idiots, or at least they're the same level of idiocy. Thank you. See, I'm an idiot. I can't even find the right word. To an adult enough to make my own mind up about my friends.
My mum never even got the concept of "Death to the Pixies" t-shirt, so she's still lagging way behind. So okay, we'll talk about your big day in a minute, but just tail off for a little while just to talk briefly about the Catholics. And I know you said that you're sort of picking up on them as well. Any particular tracks that you're enjoying listening to?
We said we weren't gonna do this.
Did we?
Just like 5 minutes ago.
But I lie though.
You said also, so I won't ask those questions again about.
Right. Okay. Did I say that? I've got a terrible memory. It's my age.
Because
okay. All right.
I'm just gonna look like an idiot
again.
Okay.
All right. So do you want? I'll be really nice to you in that case, and you can throw in another Pixies track if you like. So we've got. So you didn't even give me a Frank Black solo career.
Oh well, like I said, it's.
Okay, Adele.
What I'm going to do.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do.
I'm going to get back to you, aren't I?
You're going to get back to me, but
and Frank Black,
based on what other people have said, I'm going to put together a dorky. If you've not done this already, a dorky playlist.
A dorky playlist.
A dorky playlist, and then I'm going to.
Are you accusing me of being dorky?
No, I'm accusing me of being dorky.
Okay, all right. So I'll send you the spreadsheet. You just want another spreadsheet, don't you? That's what it is.
Another spreadsheet. So is it an Excel spreadsheet? Is it Google Sheet? Or
it's an Excel? It's an Excel spreadsheet. Okay. So what? A Google Sheet?
Google Sheet, yeah.
What the hell is a Google Sheet?
You know, like Google Docs, Google stuff,
no,
you can all collaborate with
I'm
it
still on
at the
Hotmail,
same
dear.
time.
So
It's, anyway, we've digressed.
Yeah, we have. Okay, so you're going to get back to me on Frank Black and the Catholics as well?
No, what I'm going to do is, based on what everyone else has said, I'm going to put together a playlist.
Okay, cool. All right then.
Very short story long.
Right.
That's what I'm going to do.
So basically what you're telling me is you're only choosing one track today in this interview.
No. I can choose. Can I choose another Pixies track? Oh, God. See, even that. It's just the pressure. I should have thought about this, shouldn't I? Let's go with Hey, because I've said that has a special.
Okay.
That has a special place in my heart.
Okay.
So many of them do, though. They're all wonderful.
Brilliant, aren't they? Apart from Silver. But anyway. That'll upset some people as well. So, Hey Pixies, you saw them up in Manchester.
Well, I saw them before that.
Oh, okay.
So I went to see them with my friend in Derby.
Right.
Well, just outside of Derby.
That's right.
Which is where I first got to meet them. And they were brilliant. And then afterwards, I went to say hello.
Yeah.
And Alison said, "Oh, you're Adele, aren't you?" And I was like, "Oh, that's weird." Yeah. I was like, "Yes, I am." And we got chatting.
Yeah.
And obviously,
so she's the Paz of the band.
She is the Paz / Kim of the band. Yeah. So we got chatting. Got chatting to the rest of them. They're all rather lovely, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we were trying to organise the happening, I saw that they were playing in Manchester, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is just fate," because that was the weekend that we had planned to all get together. We hadn't chosen where we were going to get together yet, and so that's when we all went to see them in Manchester, which was just, I mean, Mike singing and just everyone dancing and being daft and like we'd known each other forever.
Yeah, you haven't seen Jo Kirkham's interview that I did with her, have you?
No.
She described Mike Flynn as being normal sized. So,
very.
Because everyone imagined he was going to be a sort of a man mountain, I think, sort of like Dan Dare was going to walk through the door.
His personality makes up for that normal size.
Does it? Okay.
He is an awesome man, as is his wife.
So he's now known as Mike Normal Size Flynn Jr.
Yeah.
Well, that is in my mind anyway.
Meet Jim and Kelly as well, and it's just just wonderful.
Okay, so then you obviously were an engaged lady at this point, and
yes, I was
starting to plan a wedding. And you thought, I know, let's have a themed wedding. Let's have a Pixies themed wedding. And
so we Simon and I always wanted a festival wedding anyway. We are relaxed people. Simon's not particularly religious, so a church was never going to be a thing that we did. Mm-hmm. I love festivals and music. And so we thought, right, let's just have a wonderful, started off, day of music.
Yeah.
And then, as I do, I get excited and carried away by things. And I thought, well, actually...
The spreadsheet gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah. We've got the venue for the whole weekend. So why don't we expand it? Because we could only have a certain amount of people there, but if we did it over 2 days, I could invite more people. We could carry on the Sunday, and actually we could get Hey Pixies along to do a set, because for the Saturday it probably wasn't wholly appropriate, because most of the people there would be like, what the hell,
friends and family. Yeah
So but having them on the Sunday was absolutely perfect. And then of course you've got these wonderful, talented people that we've got in the group saying, well, yeah, I can do,
bang out a few tunes.
I'll do some stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. I mean, that in itself is just so touching that people would do that, you know, for us, for me.
Yeah.
So as you know, having been there, I was a blubbering mess because it was really emotional. I was like, oh.
I thought you held yourself together very well.
Oh, thanks. I think I did.
Apart from when you met Tilly, but you know, you lost it a little bit there. But.
Yeah, it's understandable. So I gave an open invitation. If you want to come for the Saturday night, come for the Saturday night, and then on the Sunday we'll have wedding part 2. So we had obviously the they did the Pixiecast, which was a hoot. And we, for those of you that don't know, we got told that we were too loud a number of times, and we had to cut it short, which was annoying.
Bearing in mind that you were sort of like in the middle of the country.
Yeah,
that was some achievement to be making too much noise.
It was loud. It was great. And then we had obviously Pete, Duncan, and Dean do acoustic sets as well. And it was just so lovely. It was just such a beautiful setting. It was best day. The only thing that I would change is that I would have loved to have been a guest, because I didn't get to spend enough time with anybody.
No, well, that always happens when you get married.
Around, aren't you, all the time. So if anybody in the group is getting married or would like to have a large party, I would thoroughly recommend it, and please invite me. So
doesn't matter where in the world it is, you'll get there.
No, pretty much. Obviously COVID restrictions.
Well, yeah.
Please don't do it too soon.
Yeah.
Think about your timing and think about how it will affect people. Be safe.
Because you don't want to watch it. You don't want to be a guest just watching it on streaming, do you?
That would kill me. That would kill me. No.
So the Pixiecast then, do you remember what you sang?
I sang Into the White.
Right.
Somebody actually put me down for that. So I didn't even know I was meant to be singing that. I was like, okay. And what else? There was another one that I sang.
There aren't too many words to it though, so you know, it's not like you got to.
Oh well, yeah, it's still the pressure.
It's not like you got to remember all the words to The Happening or something like that, is it?
Yeah, I did. That wasn't what I sang. And I sang another one that I can't remember.
Okay.
But it was fun.
It was.
And we all did a bit of hay together, which was lovely. It's just those guys, honestly, Hey Pixies are absolutely brilliant, and what a lovely bunch of people they are too.
And what a stunning venue it was as well for your special weekend.
I tell you what, I don't think that they've ever had that in there.
I bet they haven't. No.
I bet they never will, unless we have like in 10 years' time, we have
another wedding, hopefully.
Anniversary.
Oh yeah. You could do an anniversary party. Yeah, that's a good idea. Can you get the ice cream seller back as well?
Yeah.
Not that they were selling, but the ice cream vendor.
Ice cream Steve.
They were lovely.
He was a top bloke as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Ice cream Steve.
Is that his name? Is that Ice Cream Steve?
His name was Steve.
Okay.
So
and he had ice cream.
And he had ice cream. Ice cream Steve.
Okay. Fair enough. Excellent. Okay, right. Well, we are getting towards the end of our interview. And you know what's coming up next?
I do.
Because you were part of the group that I sent this request for a question to. And actually, you came up with some questions, didn't you? But yours were very sensible.
Well, I am very sensible. I'm always sensible.
You are.
You know that about me, yeah.
So
everyone else is having fun. I'm just there being sensible.
So I can reveal who I sent this request to. It was to your good self, to Jules, who has been getting the blame up until Jo outed herself as being the being the instigator of this question.
Ask that question.
Everyone thought it was Jules, so I don't know what that says about what they think about Jules.
Oh, Jules.
And the lovely Helen as well. So
Helen, I can imagine asking that question.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, she's a nurse, isn't she? Sort of in that industry, and Joe's a nurse as well, and they've just always got filthy minds.
They're filth.
From my experience. Yeah. So you're having one of those awful dreams where suddenly you've been put on a stage naked in front of a huge crowd, and they're all waiting for you to sing a song. Which Pixies song are you going to sing?
I think it would have to be, because not everybody is going to want to see me naked, okay? So I think that I would make the most of being naked, and it would have to be a song that I jump around a lot to. So, you know, if I'm going to be grotesque in front of everybody, I might as well make the most of it and have, you know, like everything jiggling, everything.
Okay.
So I think probably Something Against You, or Tired, or so, you
Something
know.
Against You sort of potentially leads to all sorts of scenarios, but anyway.
Yeah, so I think probably Something Against You, just because there'd be a lot of jumping,
right,
and embarrassment. I think they would be more embarrassed than watching me do that, than I would therefore be on the stage naked.
And you put forward a sensible question, so I'll ask you the sensible question as well.
Yeah, go on.
It says if he, and the reason it says if he is because this was originally planned for Adam, when I spoke to Adam as well. So I did ask him this. I can't remember what he said now. If he could only go to dinner with one Pixie member, past or present, who would it be and why? That was your question, Adele Newberry. So do you have an answer for me?
It's got to be Charles, isn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, for me.
Okay.
Although...
Or the eye candy of Joey, or Paz because she's enthralling, or...
No, for me,
Can you hear that? Can you hear Tilly barking in the background?
Yeah, she's going...
Doorbell's just gone.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Doorbell's just rung.
Nah, she's a good dog. Oh, dog. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, he's just such an amazing man, and he has shaped my life. But that said, I probably wouldn't be able to talk to him. No. I'd probably be like an absolute mess. I mean, even when we went to Manchester last time, and we stood in the line and they signed the album.
Okay.
The girls will tell you that we were all an absolute wreck. We got the giggles. We were just talking rubbish.
Yeah, this is why I don't do that sort of thing.
It was absolutely ridiculous because they're normal people.
Yeah.
But I was just like, yeah.
You can't have a sensible conversation.
I
mean, you could go up and say, "Hey, Charles, been trying to meet you," something like that, I suppose.
Oh,
I
would deserve a punch in the face for that.
Say, "Hey, Charles, who were you trying to meet, and did you meet them?"
Yeah, so all of these things would be going around in my head, like, what do I say? What do I talk about? He's not going to be interested in me. But it would still have to be him. And I'm sure that once I stopped being an idiot, maybe we would have nice food and a good glass of wine.
What would be on the menu then?
I'd have to ask him what he wanted.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be about me.
Oh, okay.
And as a vegetarian, obviously, it's a bit restrictive. So, I'd say, where would you like to go and eat?
Yeah.
And then go with it. What's your favourite wine? Because I know he quite likes his wine.
Yeah.
And then go from there. Maybe we could talk about wine.
Okay.
Like, who's that boring person that just talked about wine all night? I don't know. But If he ever like, oh right, he'll be watching the podcasts and or Zoom casts. What are they called? So he'll be watching these and he'll be going,
yeah,
yes, no, maybe, no, yes, definitely not going out for dinner with her.
I have no pretensions to even think that he's watching any of these. In fact, I think he's come off social media, hasn't he, recently? So, I imagine this is all passing him by, unless any of the other members of the group. You're very welcome to come and offer themselves.
And then he takes it away.
Yeah,
Gotta respect him.
A bit like your good self, because I got to say goodbye to you now. But it's been absolutely fabulous to see you again.
Oh yeah, and I will return. And when we can do gigs and stuff, and I will come down and steal your dog.
You're not stealing the dog. You're not stealing the dog. And I'm sorry that COVID got in the way of you looking after Tilly for a week when we should have been in Spain. But
I was so excited.
What can I say?
Obviously, it was going to be lovely to see you guys.
Obviously, yeah.
But, you know, to spend a whole week with my dog.
Our dog.
With
our
my dog that you're looking after for the time being.
Who you did see this morning before we started recording.
She's just a little angel in dog form.
Actually, I've got something that I can send you in the post, so I'll message you and ask for your address.
Don't send me Tilly's turd. Don't do that. I know I love her.
I've got something to send you. I've got something to send you.
Okay.
All
yeah,
right.
I'll send you my address after.
It's been lovely speaking to you.
And you, my
lovely.
Say
hi to Simon when he's back off the golf course. And you take care.
Bye.
Thank you for your time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.